Okay, I'm not going to video all of this process. If you want to see a full video of making one of these, go to Ian Swindell's channel, Swindell, and look for a video called Making a Clock Finial, No Carving. It's about 2 years old. Anyway, the basis is that you turn a cylinder, drill a hole in each end. I've drilled 10mm hole. The cylinder's the same length as it is diameter, and then you drill a series of 8 holes, small holes. They're only to find the centres around the diameter and you use those as centres. So I've already turned 2 of the centres. So, and there's 5 axes. You've got your cylinder axis, and then you've got 8 holes, so 4 pairs of holes, 4 axes around that diameter. And all you're doing is turning it until it just becomes round on each axis. I'm not far off now, not quite. So you've got to wait till you just come into the round. I'm not quite up to the top and I'm not quite down to the bottom there, but almost. Don't worry about your tear outs, they'll all cover up, because you will get tear outs terrible on the first couple on the trailing edge. Right, that's just in the round. Look, see, there's left a little diamond there. So one more axis to go on this, and it will be there. Anyway, the point is this: once you've got these 8, once it's 8-sided, like a pillow, an 8-sided pillow if you like, you can do 2 things here. I'm going to turn inwards on each of the sides like a V cut down to a thin ribbon, like leave a thin ribbon in the centre, like a flat in the centre of a V cut, and you'd end up with what I got, which is an 8-sided star dome when you split it in half. The other thing you could do is you could then treat the centres as high points, and so you create a bead, you bead each one of these, and that will create a good facsimile of a sea urchin. It won't be a sea urchin, like, but because they have 7 sides, not 8, but you could definitely create one of these, say a 65mm diameter sphere starting off, well, cylinder starting off with, and you'll have a good facsimile of a sea urchin. So I'll just turn this last bit. Oh, there we go. So look at that. There we go. So you can see I've got 8 pretty consistent flats there all the way around. And now I can start V'ing those in, or if I was going to do the sea urchin idea, I would cove them out to the points, so these high points would become set back in a cove, in a bead, sorry, you bead down to those. So you'll have a bead going down from there, bead coming down from here, and all the way around, and you end up with something resembling a sea urchin that would take a bit of texture in, admittedly. You know, you've got to texture it. I think I'm going to sand this up now before I do the next stage, and which is me V'ing these in. As I say, I'm not going to video all of this because that Ian Swindell's video is really good. It's quite thorough. I've got a little way to go actually, and I'll just point you to that. Thanks for watching.